Genius.
Yeah, it sounds like it, huh?
This message is for you. Your powerful
We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it works. It's working, Mom. Oh, it's working. Hey, Tori, how you doing? Sweet. I'm very excited, Mom, in case you have not noticed. It's working. All right, guys, my mom is here. She's just finishing up some stuff. Yay, it's working. I know, if you were in here earlier, like, it would not... So I'm gonna do readings, and my mom's finishing up some stuff, so she's gonna be here in a couple minutes. But if you were in here earlier, and my mom was on here, like, I couldn't see that, like, the comments were going through, and I couldn't see them, and I'm like, because my comments were turned on and everything, like, I was confused. And then I was trying to go live again, like, because I was like, oh, maybe I'll just restart the live. And then it said that then I started getting freaked out because I thought I got hacked because I couldn't see my videos. I couldn't see how many followers I had. It said I had no likes. It said, like, a whole bunch. I'm like, I got hacked. But we're good now. So it sounds like it was just the TikTok server from my understanding of it. I almost threw the phone out. Yeah, I was ready to throw the phone. You can ask my mom. I was, like, ready to throw down. Let's see here. Can I do this? He's saying that the lives ended. I don't know. Okay. I am back, yes. And my mom's gonna come in a couple minutes. She's just doing some stuff around the house. Here earlier. What are we doing? So we're gonna do readings. So if you weren't in here earlier with my mom, or if you were in here earlier with my mom, it's gonna be the exact same. Basically, like how I do it, we're gonna do readings, and it just they're kind of mini readings. And then she asked me if I'm feeling anything or she's feeling anything. So yeah, it's gonna be exactly how I run my lives, but just with my mom. So yeah. I know, it's very fun, very fun. Then my mom does have her cards with her too. Oh, thank you. So. Hair's gotta go up. It's working, Mom. It's working. I know the first time my mom was ever on TikTok, it crashes. She broke the TikTok. The only thing I've come across so far is witches. I don't define myself as a witch, though. I don't feel like I'm a witch. I know some people say that they're witches, but I don't feel like I am. She's bebopping around. I know. I was telling my mom, like, Mom, you crashed TikTok. You broke TikTok. But if you were in here earlier and you got a reading from my mom, I did make a YouTube, so you can replay your video, my live videos, and I put the dates on there. So if you remember the date that you got a reading from.
You got your cards?
Well, no, I was just getting everything ready. Sometimes I feel a card reading, sometimes I feel a spiritual reading.
I see.
It depends on the mood. was trying to get it to pop up on here, but I can't, so. Oh well. This is my mom,
Hi.
Amy. Or did they have to call you message?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that with all my lives. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to set up. Hi, Zoe's mom. Ah. All right. Just don't touch anything. Y'all look like twins. Yeah.
Everyone says she's my mini.
Yeah. Connect with my uncle that passed and see if he comes through. Texting everybody. I am a younger version, yes. I get that all the time. Alright, I think I got enough battery life for now just to do this. So. Alright, so you ready to get started? You in the mood? You in the zone?
I guess so.
Colleen, yeah, you're back. I know, my mom broke TikTok. Like, everybody, like, I posted a video saying, like, you know, hey, the live's not working, just so everybody knew, because I said I would be right back, then I never came back. And everybody was saying that their like the server or something. So
Something happened.
So you broke it.
I'm a
How
TikTok breaker.
convenient that's the first time you're on TikTok that you break it. Alright, so if you guys weren't in here earlier, my lives, they're working how they normally do, just with my mom. Again, my readings are completely free, so are my mom's. You don't have to pay anything. They are free. Gifting and donating to my Venmo is completely optional. It doesn't guarantee that you'll get a reading, and it doesn't guarantee that you won't get a reading. It's completely optional. But yeah, so you guys can ask for a reading if you would like, and then what kind of reading you would like. My mom does have cards, and she is a psychic medium, so she can talk to people who passed on.
It's a bit of a lag.
Yeah, a little bit. No, they're completely free. Readings are always free, here at least.
Does somebody have a male that passed on, it's like a John or a Joe?
Crazy Josh. I do. My grandfather's gone.
This person feels like they passed on was unexpected. People didn't really expect him to pass away.
The lights.
It's almost like he passed away in a way that, like, it wasn't that he was well, but people didn't think he was this sick. They really didn't think, they didn't expect him to pass on.
I feel like it was like I'm seeing Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was like a underlying illness, but it wasn't like people didn't think it was so far along, I guess.
It's almost, he's like saying, like, I know I wasn't doing well, but I didn't think I was gonna die. Like he didn't realize he was as sick as he was.
Are you able to communicate with spirit guides?
I almost feel like this is somebody's uncle.
And my mom's not great with names, just like how I am. So if it's not, if it's like
This is a
J-
strong J name.
Strong
it's like
J.
John, Joe. It's a strong J name, and it's a male.
So even if it's not John or Joe, if it's just a J name.
And like some of these are harder to read because of how the lighting is, I think.
Here, all right.
And my old eyes.
Is that better?
That's a little better.
Yeah, that's a lot better. It's my shirt too. It blends in. Here. So.
This person was in communication. This wasn't like somebody didn't, he wasn't estranged. It just feels like he just did not realize he was this sick. Like he just, and it was boom, he was just gone. And people were like, oh my gosh, he's gone.
I'm feeling an uncle.
I feel a very strong uncle vibe.
It's an uncle on the mom's side. I'm feeling like a mom, like on the mom's side. Tori, did your uncle pass unexpectedly?
I feel like we're just staring.
I know.
Like waiting for her to respond.
Yeah. So whose uncle passed away with a J name, like a John or a Joe, and it was unexpected. Like it was like an illness, but it wasn't. You guys didn't think it was very far along. You don't have to be physically in the room. Like you tap into your energy, not necessarily like it's not like I have to touch you, to tap into your energy. A little over a year ago.
This person seems like he was sick, like he wasn't well, but people didn't think he was gonna die. And he didn't feel like he was going to die.
His name was John on my mom's side. Sam, can't see.
Sam something.
Sam Harden. He was sick.
Yeah, he was sick, but you guys
Simone.
didn't, it's almost like it didn't feel like people thought he was that sick. Like he wasn't well, but he wasn't like where people thought he was going to die.
Yeah, I feel like it's her.
Simone. It could be.
I think that's we can't really see the comment. I think it's Simon, yes.
So that.
But his name didn't start with a J. Yeah, I feel like this is for Simon.
Well, then who is the J name attached to this guy?
No, that's what. No,
Oh, I'm so
Her-
confused.
Her
This-
uncle's name was John on
Okay.
her mom's side, or
Okay.
his, I don't know, and then I think their name is Simon.
Okay.
Yes, Simon. Oh, Simon like Simone Biles. Simon Biles.
Like Simone Biles.
Simone. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So his name was John. All right. My mom's still new to TikTok, so she's gotta keep up.
I'm not as tech savvy. I feel like somebody has something of his. Like, who has, like, I feel like it's something, it's like they hold it in their hands.
A watch.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like,
watch.
a watch. Yes. And it doesn't feel like it has really it's not valuable or anything like that. It's just, it's sentimental.
I didn't expect it to come through. Sometimes you don't expect it.
Quite often. It's not who you think or maybe who you want to hear from, but it's who comes.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, I'm getting like a watch.
Yeah.
It's like an old watch. Happy birthday. I'm not sure. He was a pastor, very well known.
Yeah, I feel like somebody has something of his and they hold it a lot. It's just sentimental. It really doesn't have any value to it. It's not worth anything. It's sentimental. Yeah, I'm trying to understand what
His
he's
wife,
trying to show
maybe.
me. Yeah, and she holds this a lot. Like whatever it is, it feels like it's held a lot. Like she holds it a lot.
Is it like one of those like old watch, like not like a wristwatch, but like the
It
dangly
could be.
ones? Because that's what
I
I've
even
seen,
wonder
like a
if
dangly.
it's like something religious. Like it's. I'm asking to see a clear picture of what it is. It's like she carries it with her a lot. Whoever this person that has this, and I'm guessing maybe it's his wife that she takes this with her a lot. Like it's with her a lot. It seems.
Like prayer beads.
I don't feel like it's religious based though. I feel like it was a personal item of his. And maybe ask her and see like if there's something. But if when she's holding this, he's with her. Like he shows me wiping tears and stuff. Like it feels like this brings a lot of emotion, a lot of sentimental value to her. There's something about it that it just kind of triggers that emotion for her, and he's with her when this is happening.
I almost feel like she gave it to him. That's kind of what I'm getting, like that she gave it to him. Like it was a gift.
Maybe.
I feel like that's why she because it was a gift. It was a gift to him from her. That's what I'm getting. Yes, his wife. She loved him dearly.
Yeah, I mean he's around her a lot. Like he really does come around a lot. And whatever this is that she has of his, he's with her in those moments. And I think that's more the message that he's bringing forward, is that I'm with her when she has this item. Whenever she's holding it, and like you said, I feel like it is something that was shared between them. Like it was a gift to him or a gift to her. It feels like it was something sentimental between the two of them.
Yeah.
He's very kind of quiet.
Yeah, he's a little shy, I think. Okay, well, I don't know.
Did you get anything?
No, I was staying quiet. I was getting a gift and like a watch. Oh, there's Jason. Jay sucks. It's Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything more from him. He's a quiet man. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
being
he's
really...
pretty quiet. He's very reserved, very like a distinguished gentleman, just very reserved, I guess is what I keep coming across. And it, like he's just like kind of coming with an energy of that it's okay, assuring her that he's in a better place, that he's okay. Yeah, I almost feel like she worries, like, is he okay? Is he okay? He's okay.
Yeah, because I keep seeing like those I don't know what they're called, but it's like a pocket watch, I think. Like
Yeah, it could be
like
that.
a chain. Like I'm seeing a chain or something.
Yeah,
but I feel like
whatever.
I feel like it tells time.
Yeah, he's not very forthcoming in showing me what this item is, but it feels like it was something that was gifted between the two of them. That there's some sentimental value of it. I mean, he's with her quite a bit. Trying to see the names on some of them.
It's hard for us to read the comments, so because like they blend in. You know what? I'm gonna go put on like a black shirt. That'll help.
I don't think that's going to help Zoe. Yeah, I think just pass along that he's with her and that whatever this item is, I think she will know what you're talking about. But he's okay. He's around her quite a bit. And like I said, he's just very reserved, very distinguished, I guess is a good way to say too.
This will help for sure.
Oh, okay. If you say so.
Oh yeah, for sure, Z's.
Okay.
Told you. Yeah, is that not so much
That's
better?
a little better, yes. It's not white on white for sure.
It's choking me. The crystals.
Right, if my cat.
Is somebody crying right now? Like right now at this moment, like is somebody crying? Like you're actually crying, like right now.
Distraught.
Distraught.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like somebody's crying like right now. Charity.
Why is she distraught?
Why are you distraught? Also feeling like a grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Like a grandma with like someone's very distraught and like almost like in tears and that lost a grandma. Like I feel like a grandma's with you right now. Like an elderly woman.
911 caller. She cried and pleaded for her life. That might still be that lady.
It might still be you, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry for your loss, your grandma that passed away just recently. Sometimes when a person passes away, it's hard to reach, it's hard to connect with them right after a passing. They're in transition too. your soul transitions to being without a body and into really like your new life, I guess is a good way
Yeah.
to say it. So sometimes like when it's a really recent death, it's harder to really connect with them.
I always say it's kind of like that movie, like The Lovely Bones, where she doesn't really know that she's dead, but she does, like, but
They're
she's
figuring
still,
it out.
she's figuring. So like, if you guys have ever seen Lovely Bones, it's kind of like that. Not so dramatized, but
It's been a year, but I'm in the house.
yeah, I feel like somebody's crying like right now, like at this very moment in time, like you're very distraught, you're about to go into tears, and a grandma's with you. Like I feel like I'm about to cry. Getting a B name. I'm not great with names, but like a B name.
If someone comes to. If someone comes in, I don't know what that was.
D too good. And D too good. That's my mother's.
So her mom doesn't come through as much anymore, I think is what she's saying.
Yeah.
Because her mom was Barbara.
Yeah. I feel like it was an old, like might not be a grandma, but I'm seeing like an older lady, like an elderly lady. Like she passed when she was old. Like I don't feel like she was young. I think they called her Beth. I'm almost hearing Betty. Betty.
Mm-hmm. Who's Betty?
Yeah, who's Betty? Kelly, is that your grandma? Like she was older I feel like she was older when she died. Here, like B-E, like, oh, like I keep hearing Betty. Like, no. Yes. I feel like this is Kelly. I feel like this one's for her.
Mm-hmm. Kelly, are you like I feel like you're making a transition in life, like you're like there's a change that you're uncertain of, or there's something's happening that's has you very conflicted. And I feel like that's why this grandmother is stepping forward.
And I feel like she was small, like this grandma, like she keeps saying the word small, like she was small, tiny. Like she wasn't very big. She was like very small, tiny, short. Yes, wondering if I should stay in my current position.
Yes, why don't you stay in your current position? Yeah, it feels like that's causing you a lot of conflict.
Yeah, that's
like
probably
internally, it feels like there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, I think that's what I was getting, like the distraught feeling, like unknown.
And honestly, it feels like you've made the decision. You're just kind of like hesitating or afraid to make the final step. But I feel like mentally, you've made this decision already. Like you already know.
Like you're looking for a sign or validation or something.
Yeah.
Like something to move forward, something to take those final steps. Like you're looking for something.
And I feel like your grandmother is stepping forward to help guide you and nudge you into this direction. Where you've kind of asked for a sign, give me a reason, give me something that I know I'm making the right decision. But yeah, this feels like your grandma's here just kind of nudging you forward. But I feel like this decision, you've already really made it. Does that resonate right with you?
She always helped me.
Like she was like your go-to person.
Yeah, like always had your back. It's funny your name's Betty.
Mm-hmm. There
'Cause,
is
like, I'm
something
seeing-
special about grandmas. We all miss them.
Yeah, because I'm seeing you and Nana now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of relationship. Do you have a necklace of hers? Like something dangly? It could be a bracelet, but I'm seeing like something dangly. I don't know why I keep seeing dangly, but I don't know if you have something of hers. Like something that kind of like is very dangly. It's like a necklace or a bracelet or something that's dangles. Your rosary.
Mm.
Hmm.
That's just kind of funny because I feel like this grandma was somebody you always talked to. Like this was your go-to. I had a grandma, her nickname was Betty. And then I had another grandma that I actually have her rosary. So I feel very connected right now. But yeah, I feel like she's telling you it's okay to take this step forward, that you're hesitating. But like I said, again, you've already made the decision. It's just kind of pushing forward with that. And her picture, I haven't played.
In her picture that she looks like Judy Garland.
Aw.
I definitely feel like she's validating your decision.
Mm-hmm.
She's giving you like the green light, the go ahead, the
Thumbs up.
thumbs up. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Don't second guess yourself on this.
Yeah. I would say with like your gut feeling, like it's like when teachers tell you when you're taking a test to always go with your gut feeling, because usually that's right. Versus if you change your answer, that's what I always think of. To take her flowers tomorrow to thank her.
She's with you a lot. She is.
Mm-hmm.
This one. Who's this? He died in a car accident. I feel like he's so lost. The only constant in my life.
Please count my dad. He passed on January 2nd. Feel so lost. He was the only constant. He was the only one constant in my life. Christy.
Mm-hmm. So was that Christy? Is that who
Christy,
you said?
yeah.
That your dad passed away January 2nd. You're saying he was the only constant in your life. He's stepping forward and he's saying, I'm not. He's like saying that there's other constants. There's other people you can lean on. You're just hesitant to lean on them. It's kind of the vibe he's showing me, is that you're very independent. You're very set in your ways and you have a very small circle, but he's like, there are other people. There are other people that you can lean on, and he wants you to know that, and it's okay to lean on these people.
You have a lot of connections. Like I'm seeing like a spider web, and it's just like full of connections. It's full of paths and full of people.
But your inner, like you have a close network. Like there's very few people in your life that you really trust and are willing to share with, I guess is maybe a good way. But he's saying that it's okay. These people are okay. It's it's okay that he was not. He's like, I wasn't her only constant. She just thinks that. He was an easy ear. You know, I think he's like saying like he never judged, he never criticized. I mean, he gave strong, sound advice, but he was never judging or criticizing. And you know, always, even when he was telling you you were doing something not right, he was encouraging you in a way that it didn't feel that
Pushing
way.
you. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. And I have actually dealt with it yet.
Yeah.
Yes, my anchor. I haven't dealt with him passing because being strong for everyone else.
Right, but it's okay. It's okay for you to grieve too. It's okay for you to
Take a moment.
allow yourself to feel and grieve and be sad and mourn him. That's okay. Like my guide is stepping forward and kind of saying, just be careful you don't get stuck in that. You know, people often will get stuck in grief and they stay stuck. With him, I would tell you to remember him. Don't remember that what you're feeling right now. That's kind of what they're showing me, is like, don't get stuck with where you're feeling right now and feeling lost and missing him. You know, remember more who he was.
Yes.
I'm so confused. Is that the same person?
Yeah, Christy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, because that's where I am. I haven't left my house, but to go to work in several weeks.
Yeah, you have to rejoin the living, sadly. As much as any of us, when we lose somebody, I mean, it's, you know, I mean, me personally, I've had the experience, you know, when my grandmother passed away, I was very close to her. You know, when she passed away, I didn't feel like I could come up for air. I didn't feel like I could breathe again. But we have to. We do got to find our way back to the living, and that's kind of what he's pushing you to. He's pushing you to find your way back to the living, find your way back almost to yourself. He's like, she's not even herself. You know, and he's kind of a little bit giving you a kick in the butt, telling you, like,
It's almost like you need to
don't
wake
stop
up.
living because I passed on. Like, you know, you still have to live your life. You still have to go do the things that you're meant to do too.
Like, I keep hearing with him, like, wake up. Like, you need to wake up. Like, get up, wake up. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, you need to wake up.
Yes, that's definitely him. Not all myself, thank you. I've secluded myself, thank you.
Yeah, and it's almost like he's
Maybe wake up
He's-
call.
Yeah, he's almost saying like she needs permission. She needs my permission. Like, it's okay. It's okay to go on. It's okay to keep living. He's like, it's okay to laugh again. It's okay to have fun again. It's okay to continue living. That, you know, the bond between the two of you has not changed, and it's not different, and it's not gone, but you need to continue living. And it's almost like that's the best way to honor him, is to continue living.
It's almost like he's saying, like, I want to see you live.
Mm-hmm.
About, oh, that's not her.
She, her, for both
What?
pronouns.
What does that mean?
Like, don't know what pronouns are.
I don't. What do you mean, she, her? What does that mean?
Like you identify as she, her, he, him, they, them.
I'm a girl. I don't understand.
So your pronouns would be she, her.
Okay, I guess my pronouns are she, her.
Oh, you're so old. Didn't you go to school to be a teacher? Like an English teacher or something, and you don't know what pronouns are?
Well, I don't identify as that. That's just you're a boy or a girl. Like, I'm a she, I'm a her, yeah, I'm a girl.
God, you're gonna get me banned. You're gonna get me reported. I know. I thought she knew what
The
pronouns
day in the life
were.
in our house. This is it.
Yeah. Do you know when people will get pregnant?
Sometimes I do. I sense a baby coming.
Yeah. Fertility ring. That's kind of the same thing you can like kind of sense sometimes. But
Sometimes you can sense that
Yeah.
there's a baby that's getting ready to come in, or that, sometimes there's fertility issues.
Did somebody pass away in an accident? Like I feel like not a car accident, not a like just like an accident, like they fell or like they like something like it was an accident, but it wasn't a car accident. Or like a gun like something like an accident. But like I don't feel like it was a car accident. And I feel like it was a male. I feel like it was a guy.
Yeah, young
Young, yeah. It
male.
was an accident. Like I don't feel like it was like a murder trial or anything like that, and I don't feel like it was like it was just like a straight accident. Like a very I almost feel like they were like a teenager, like mid-20, like somewhere in that like 20 to 25. Like in their 20s or like late teens.
Do that, my brother.
Your brother?
Or someone that's because this guy feels like almost like a. What happened there? It feels like-
D Gaff KY. What happened?
That just popped out.
Yeah, that
when she
kinda
said my
popped.
brother.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but yeah, it's popping out to me too. Like what? Like I feel like it was like a fall. Someone pushed him, or like
From a shooting.
from a shooting.
But it doesn't feel like that was intentional. This feels like it was an accident. Like it
Like
just
the-
was.
It was
a
like boys playing with
fluke.
guns. Playing with fire, sort of thing.
More or less, it was just an unfortunate situation all around.
Yeah, it was truly like an accident. It was an accident. They were at a bonfire and he got shot.
Yeah.
Was he young? I feel like he was very young. Like late teens, early 20s. Like I'm getting like really young. Like
I
I
agree.
keep like late
Hey,
teens.
this guy was
keep-
young.
Like he was 23. Yeah.
He really is just saying he's okay. Like he's like, I'm okay. I mean, he's kind of like I'm hearing like, yeah, it sucks I died early, but I'm okay. Like I don't know if that sounds like something that would resonate with him, like how he would talk, but it's like he's very like, yeah, man, it sucks I died, but I'm okay.
It's like I'm good. I'm
You
good,
know
man.
that you know, he's,
He keeps saying bet. Like, I'm good, bet. Like, you know, like how guys kind of talk, like, bet. Because I'm seeing.
I don't know what that means.
Don't know what a lot of things mean. Like when someone says, okay, bet.
I don't know what that means.
Like, means like, okay, all right, like,
Yeah.
bet. Like, he keeps saying bet to me. I miss him so much. Yes, he would always tell me I'll be all right.
Yeah, and that's
Okay, hold all comments unless you're this person, because I can't. Megan said, Amy, get with it.
You think I would? I have 3 teenagers. I'm still, you know, by the time I figure out last week's words, I'm trying to figure out this week's words. You know, they need to stop doing that to me.
Bet.
That's a new one. I've not heard of that guy. So
You never heard Anthony say that?
no, I've not.
God and Jesus loves us, so here we go. Yeah, I feel like he keeps saying bet, like bet, bet, bet. He said bet all the time. Yeah, like it's almost like annoying, like you would make fun of him for it. Do you want to answer the pronouns now that you know what that is?
I don't even know. Where did you see pronouns again?
What are your pronouns?
I'm a girl. She, her. That's what they told me. I'm she, her.
Bet. There's 179 people here. There's a lot of
This is
people.
turning into a comedy show now. Making fun of her
Yeah,
mom.
I'm telling you, we need our own show. We could be the next Oprah. That's how he would talk to his friends, and everybody clowned on him for saying it so much. Yeah, like he keeps saying like, "Bet, I'm all right, bet,
Yeah.
I'm cool."
But I feel
bet."
like you've worried. Is he okay? Did he, like, I almost feel like someone is worried that he made it to the other side. Did he make it? Is he okay? Is he really in heaven? Is he really with God? He is. He 100% is. He's okay. And that's really what he's coming forward, I think, to let you know is that, hey man, I'm okay. It sucks I left early, but I'm okay. As Zoe says, bet, you know.
I'm not saying it. He's saying. You gotta keep up with the times, woman. Sorry, she, her. I'm so worried he didn't make it. I'm glad he's safe.
Yep. So that's why he's coming through. He's coming through to let you know that he's okay, that he made it, that he's, like I said, he's with God. He's in heaven, and he's well. I mean, like I said, he keeps saying, yeah, man, you know, it sucks I died early, but I'm all right.
157 people in here. This is like the big leagues for me, Mom. I never made it that high.
God, I've raised a moron, guys. Oh gosh.
I'm serious. I don't know. We were up to 200. Cool. So I have made it higher than that.
Oh, now you're knocking me down, huh? Okay. Get back to work. Wait, who is that? Connecting with my paw. And you need closure. I need some closure.
Stop commenting.
Connect with my paw or my dad. You just went by it. You're too high right there.
I am too high.
So the
That's
person that's
okay,
looking
baby.
for their, whoa, what are you doing?
I clicked on something by accident.
Okay. That makes my eyes crazy.
Someone said you're really hot.
Well, I'm in my mid 40s and I have 3 kids. There's nothing really hot about that at this point. But The person who needs closure with your father and your was your grandfather
I saw a paw,
or
P-A-W.
pa? I'm losing who that person was.
I lost it. Okay,
That's me,
baby.
my grandpa and my dad.
All right, hold all comments unless you're K, baby. I will mute you. There's too many people in here.
Mean.
Well, Mom, you gotta be stern. I learned that from
So
you.
with your pa and your dad, you're looking for closure. I keep seeing belt buckles. What does that mean? Who has these? It's like big like belt buckles. Like 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 a rodeo belt buckle, like a big belt buckle. Spirit keeps telling me that someone I know passed away and I don't understand who he is, Dad or Cody. Is that the same person?
No, this is K, baby.
Oh, that's
My
Kayla.
grandpa would wear belt buckles to work. He was an
Okay.
officer.
Yeah, he's showing me these belt buckles. So that makes I'm like, why are you showing me
I was
belt
thinking of
buckles?
like cowboys.
Yeah, I was thinking like, is this a rodeo person? So that makes
like
sense that he had a
Old
big,
West.
like he's showing me like a big belt buckle. It feels like he was very proud of this. Like he was
said he was an officer.
oh, that he was very proud of what he did in life. That he was very proud of who he was. And I don't know if that the buckle seems to represent that. Maybe is what he's showing me that for. Yeah, that makes sense. He was proud of his job and career then. Yeah, he's just very proud of what he accomplished and what he did here in life.
Very loyal.
Yeah, is there like a memorial, something like a memoriam for him, or like somebody did like some type of thing in his memory?
Like a statue or something.
I don't know if it's like a statue, but it might even been something like somebody has something like a belt buckle on a mantle, or like there's something where it feels like somebody's done something to like honor him, or like it's in memory of him.
We have the flag from his memorial on our fireplace.
Okay, so that makes sense. He loves it. Because he's like saying like they're honoring me, like look at that, I was a good guy, they're honoring me.
And his picture.
Yeah, he definitely he appreciates it for sure.
Very American.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of like the vibe, like very patriotic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very patriotic. Like he felt like that was his duty to serve as a American, as a patriot. Very, very patriotic. I keep seeing like red, white, and blue with him.
And I do feel like your dad. Was it your dad? It feels like your dad is with him. Like he was there when they like to cross him over. They passed away in the same year. That's tough. Did they clown around a lot? Like who was better? Like almost like one upping each other type thing. Like, well, he did that. Well, you should see what I can do. I feel like there was like this clowning around that happened between them.
It's almost like one of them did a backflip, the other one did 2, then like
Yeah.
one did 3. Like, no, it was.
Mm-hmm.
My grandpa went first, then my dad 7 months later. Huge jokesters.
Yes. They're still the same way. They're still like, you know, it's like your dad sitting there going, oh my God, he's talking about stupid belt buckle again. Like, oh, you know, here we go about his belt buckle. Yeah, very, like joking, poking at each other type, energies. But yes, your grandfather was there when your dad passed. I feel like you were wondering that or needing to know that, or that he was there. And it feels like there's a female now stepping forward with these two. Was there a grandmother that has passed? Because it feels like this little female is stepping forward. And she's like, she's almost like has this energy of, you know, I can't get a word in edgewise with these two. Like they're just constantly going at each other.
Almost like from New York or something. Like, hey, I'm walking here. Kind of what I'm hearing. My great grandmother, she passed in 2007.
Yeah, it almost feels like she's the referee over there. If that's who this is. I mean, she's definitely smaller in stature. I wouldn't say tiny, but smaller. And I feel like she referees these two. Like, knock it off.
Or it could be my sister. She was stillborn in 1997.
It could be, but she feels like an older energy. This doesn't feel like a young energy.
I feel like you knew her. It wasn't. Yeah, that's my great grandma. Well,
Yeah, she's the referee over there.
we're foul. Did my dad know he was dying?
Picking up anything on that? I do feel like he knew something was wrong. I don't
feel like he knew.
I don't know that he thought he was going to die, but I think he knew something was wrong.
It was sort of like the I don't feel well until like he
Right. Until it was too late almost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like sort of like, oh, I've been meaning to get to the doctor. I'll make an appointment later. Sort of like when you watch TV and they're like, oh, I had a stomach ache for the past 2 days, and they find like a giant tumor, kind of something like that. He was in rehab and relapsed.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are resonating with the reading, even if it's not meant for you, sometimes things come through and things kind of slip through the cracks that sometimes it is meant for you. So if you resonate with something, then definitely take it.
he okay on the other side? Is he proud of me?
Yeah, well, I mean, when we pass on everybody, I mean, any baggage you have in life here, like whether it's addictions or any kind of handicaps, disorders, anything that we have, physical ailments, we leave those here in the physical world. We don't take them on with us. They do stay here in the physical world.
Yeah, I would say like they stay with your physical body.
So many comments.
I know. You guys need to calm down. My mom doesn't have her readers on.
So mean. Such a mean child.
Oh, that was a good one though. All the readings are free, guys. I know, we're very popular. This is why we need a TV show. It'd be so much easier.
The world's not ready for that.
Oh, I saw. Thank you guys so much. Is there anything about my dad wants to tell me?
It's kind of interesting. It's almost like he's sorry you had to go through what you did with him, but he's not sorry for it happening because those were things that you were supposed to learn here in life and that you were meant for you to go through. So he's not really apologizing for the experience. He's more saying, I'm sorry, yeah, you had to do it. But that it's kind of part of your life lessons is more or less what he's trying to say. That, just unfortunately, sometimes we choose some hard life lessons to learn when we come into the world. And he's kind of saying, to apologize for those things would be kind of against, the divine nature of things.
Yeah, I don't feel like he feels bad.
Yeah.
He feel like he feels sympathy for you, but doesn't feel bad for like what he did. If that makes sense. See, look, now we're down to 100. Calming down.
That's good, because I can't read all these comments.
Why do you think I'm so stern? But you told me to be nice.
You. So the person that your brother is trying to reconnect, you're asking about?
Oh no, I lost it.
Yeah, I lost it. I don't know where.
Something about a brother reconnecting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this was.
Something about a brother trying to reconnect and wanted to ask her dad.
My grandmother doesn't speak any English. Is that why she doesn't come through?
Like when someone doesn't speak English, I have one of my good friends, when her father passed away, he spoke no English other than hello. And he came through. It's hard because it's not really a language. It's just more of a mental clarity, if that makes sense. So even if they don't speak English, they still can come through.
Jeannie, they just reached out. So after 17 years.
What
The
happened?
brother.
He just reached out after 17 years.
Yeah, Jeannie. What's her name? My dad's name was Don.
I feel like your brother went through a lot, that he's gone through a lot, like a lot of like my guides are playing circus music, like the dun 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 dun. Like it's almost like his life has always been like this circus or like chaotic. Like it's always been kind of all over the place. And to me, it feels like he's kind of starting to get things together and maybe trying to make amends in his wrongs. That he's kind of having a little more clarity and focus now in life. But in his younger time, like he just really was just all over.
It was Jeannie something.
Yes, we do feel drained afterwards. that tends to happen.
That's why I usually go on later at night, because then I can just go to sleep. Yeah, you see it. Good. Stop it. Now it's working too good.
Yeah, I don't know where that person went about the
know.
brother and the dad.
All right, if you're not Jeannie, don't comment. Because we're spending more... he was a clown years ago. Please hold all comments unless you aren't Jeannie, please. Chaos is here. Ha ha ha. Don't worry, my mods are coming through.
Yeah, it feels like he was just like all over the place. Like he just really didn't have... Doesn't feel like he had his life together. And it seems like now he's a little bit more on track. Kind of realizing, like, yeah, I did some stupid stuff. And I almost feel like your dad is pushing him. He's kind of nudging him to reconnect with you.
So I have a different mom, and they made me feel less than when my dad died.
Yeah, but I really feel like he just was all over the place. Like his energy just seemed like it was just everywhere and, maybe young and misled. But it just seems like he's more on track right now. I feel like he's in a better place than he's been in the past. Like I feel like his life has kind of been all over the place. And it does feel like your dad is nudging this from beyond.
Guys, there's a lot of people in here. We are trying to get to as many people as we can, but we can only get to so many people. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's again, a lot of times I resonate with people where I feel like my own life experiences come into play to where I can be sympathetic to that. Like I just found out I had a sister, I'm 46 years old and go, oh my gosh, I just found out I have a sister that I never even knew about.
Jeannie. Sorry.
That I definitely have, formed a relationship and connecting with now. This guy your brother was just kind of young and dumb, like, and just didn't have his life together, just like a clown,
Please be nice in the comments, guys. Just be nice. Everybody's here for a reason. It's all good. So it's okay to trust him now.
I mean,
time will tell.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to go in open arms. I wouldn't tell you to not go in cautiously, but sometimes we have to kind of mend bridges. That there's a reason that he's coming back into your life. There's a reason that this is happening. I don't believe that any of that stuff, like any of these connections, are without reason or without purpose. Like I said, would I tell you to open them, welcome him, open arms, and indulge in him? No, I mean, go in cautiously, but I do feel like there's a reason that he's coming back into your life, that there's a reason you're supposed to have this connection. And I do feel like it's your dad kind of pushing him you know, he's kind of trying to make this connection happen for whatever reason. I feel like it's being nudged by your father.
No coincidences.
Yeah, it's always said there's no coincidences. Sorry, it's getting really past my bedtime.
Tell my dad I knew he nudged him.
And I think he's nudging you a little bit. That's why you're here asking. Like I said, there's a reason. There's a reason he's entering your life again now versus back when, 17 years ago.
She comes in all the time, but I can't get a read on her uncle.
Right, can you see if my uncle is coming through, please?
She comes in all the time, but I can't get a read on it.
I feel like there's trouble around that. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Tori.
Tori, you have an uncle?
I know you've been coming in here a lot, so that's why I was asking my mom if she is seeing anything for you, because I haven't picked up anything on your uncle, but I do see that you come in all the time. And she's my mom right here. Yeah, I just haven't been able to pick anything up on your uncle, so that's why I'm seeing if she can.
Yes, I do, my uncle.
Or somebody else for her.
I'm like, they're showing me like old guns, like old like Western guns, like old like Western movie stuff. Like, was that something he enjoyed? Like old Westerns, like
Cowboys,
yeah, cowboys and Indians, like Tonto, Lone Ranger kind of stuff.
All right, this one is for Tori, so please hold all comments. It'd be really appreciated. We're going cross-eyed here. My grandpa does.
So your grandpa has all this old Western type stuff.
Readings are completely free, guys.
Yeah, I feel like this stuff is like, it's like.
You watch it a lot. You can see because she's a moderator.
Okay.
So that's her. Pops up a little bit better.
Yeah, we'll be a little bit more clear. This one is for Tori. We don't believe in charging.
I don't even know where you're seeing all that. You're like making me more confused than I already am.
Y'all should be paid for this.
And create a list. We could create a list.
That probably would be easier, yes.
All right. So here we're gonna do
After
Tori,
Tori.
and then we're gonna make a list. So that way, if you're not on the list,
gosh.
it's done. But we're gonna do Tori and then a list.
It's already, oh good Lord, okay. So your grandfather, was your uncle close to him? I'm trying to understand the connection why your grandfather is stepping forward, showing me all this memorabilia. Because I really feel like your grandfather is he's a stronger presence. Like he keeps showing me all his cowboy stuff. Like, look at all my stuff. Look at all my cowboy stuff.
Is he alone?
Who? What?
The grandpa.
No, I feel the uncle's there with him. The uncle's very
no,
quiet.
like in life. I don't know. It could be for somebody else. I haven't been really. Guys, we're gonna read Tori and then we're gonna make a list. So please just hold all comments till we're done with Tori, and then we'll make a list.
Uncle.
So,
My grandpa's married.
I don't know. I'll probably get something.
uncle is my mom's brother, and my grandpa is married. I'm not getting the name of the cowboy guy. There's just all this cowboy memorabilia is what he keeps showing me. He's like, look at all my stuff, man. Like, look at all my stuff. I have this and I have that. And I was like, it's not just movies. This is like a whole, like a whole collection of Western memorabilia. So maybe this isn't Tori's uncle. This might be somebody else that's coming from.
I thought you said her grandpa was
Yeah, this old guy's like just showing me like a room full of stuff. Like, you know, like that picker show when they go to somewhere and there's like all this cowboy memorabilia.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like what they're showing me. Like there's just cowboy memorabilia like all over, like old westerns. He's not really telling me what he wants with the stuff. He just keeps showing me like it's like there's like a room full of cowboy stuff this guy had in life.
My grandpa collects antiques. Like cowboy antiques, like old West stuff.
Yeah, he's just like, look at all this stuff. Yeah, he's super proud of it, that's for sure.
No, my grandpa.
And this one says he's just super proud of it. I'm like, yeah, this guy, he's super proud of all his cowboy things.
Tori's grandpa's home.
Could someone
No,
else's
he collected
grandpa be?
antiques.
It's entirely possible this is not Tori's grandpa because I don't know that it's resonating with her. Yes, I'm seeing old guns like with those, like the white, I don't know, is that like a bone, like handle, like the long barrels, like the old Western, like guns. It just feels like he was very into all these old Westerns and collected these things.
Tori's saying that her grandpa collected old antiques, not her uncle. Her uncle died when he was 12. Her uncle passed at 12 with Down syndrome, but she was saying that her uncle collected antiques.
Okay, so maybe this is your uncle showing.
Grandpa.
Or grandfather is showing all these old Western. I mean, it's Western memorabilia. This is not like, it's not like an old sewing machine. This is Western memorabilia. Yes, like 6-shooters with pearl handles, exactly. Like those old, like, Lone Ranger type guns.
Oh, her grandma collected antiques.
You're confusing things.
I'm
Abby.
confused. I got my snake.
Who is that? I have tons of my dad's guns that were antique from the Civil War. I kept them. Yeah, it feels like there's like this, there's cowboy stuff, like Lone Ranger, like, I don't know who this is for. Maybe this isn't your grandfather or your uncle, Tori. Maybe this is somebody else.
I cannot read Tori.
Zoe says she has a hard time reading you, Tori. I'm
I
sorry.
can't read you. I was hoping she was gonna get something.
Yeah, John Wayne type stuff. Exactly. Like I said, Lone Ranger, Tonto, like old like old westerns, like, you know, back from like the 50s and 40s, like when they'd watch black and white things. Nope, the whole thing, horses, guns, everything. It's like this whole
Like I keep
memorabilia.
seeing that, I keep seeing that scene from Toy Story where it's like with Woody and that other chick, like Jessie, and he has like this whole room full of like cowboy stuff. Like it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Or like she said, like it's like American Pickers where they go and they.
Yeah, and I feel like he owned this. Like I just seen a comment that my grandfather loved old westerns. I feel like he owned some of these items. Like he had these things. It was like a collection. Because he's saying like, look at my stuff. Look at this stuff. Like I almost feel like when he was alive, he took people to this, like, I don't know if it was like a basement or a room that he had that he collected this stuff in. Who is this guy? Man. He's not like...
Do you want to like write stuff down? I don't know. Sometimes that helps. Automatic writing.
I'm asking for more. I'm like, I need something else. I need you to tell me something. Did somebody have this person where he had like something wrong with his leg? Like he almost had like a limp, or like he drug a foot when he walked? Like there was something funny with his leg when he moved, like when he walked. He might like even a cane. Like there was something here where like his one leg wasn't, like almost like, I don't know if he had a stroke or something, like his leg didn't work right.
I'm feeling stuff like in my left leg. I don't know if it was the left leg or not. Like polio. Used a cane. I'm almost hearing like an Alan or an Al, an A name.
No, this person, he wasn't handicapped. He walked like with a cane, or like had a limp for a good portion of his life, and then maybe used a cane as he got older. Wasn't paralyzed. He did move and walk.
I'm hearing like AL, like an Alan, Al, Albert. I'm not great with names, but like I'm hearing like an Al, like an ol sound, like a strong L song.
Who is this person belong to?
Marky, Austin, Robert. It's a strong L, like AL.
My brother's name and grandfather are both Alan.
Yeah, because I was hearing, like, Alan was very strong for me when I was hearing Alan. So that could be you. Laura Thompson.
Laura Thompson, did he collect all this Western memorabilia? I don't know if this is for you, Tori. I'm trying to figure out who this guy is. He's not really giving me a lot. He keeps showing me this collection. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like if you've seen this collection, you would not forget it. Like you would go, oh my gosh, that is my, Uncle Joe. And there was something with him when he walked. Like he had like a limp, or like his leg, it didn't work right or something. Like, and I think he eventually he used a cane to get around.
Yeah, No, my mother-in-law does though. Her whole house is covered in it.
Who's my mother-in-law? The whole house is
Laura.
covered in.
That's Laura Thompson.
Is it covered in Western memorabilia? 'Cause I'm like, it's just like he just keeps showing me that, and he's very proud of it.
I keep hearing Alan.
Oh, he won't go away.
You won't go away.
They're like, show me something else. It's not clicking for this person.
Tori, my grandpa had bad knees, and his name was Leonard. And I keep hearing Alan. Okay, let's try to narrow this down. Who has a grandpa? You feel like it's a grandpa?
I do. I feel like this is a grandfather.
A grandfather who had an entire room that he owned.
They would play there when they were young. They were fascinated with it when they were a child. Like this was something that they enjoyed, going to Grandpa's house and looking at all his cowboy stuff. And it's making me crazy. I'm like,
Tabitha.
My grandfather's last name was Allen.
Charities. But I didn't really. I lived with my Tabitha. I lived with my grand.
Did somebody, like, when you went to your grandfather's house, like, he showed you these items? Like, this was like his cowboy room. Like, if this is you're sitting there going, oh gosh, this is me. That your grandfather did this. He
Sounds
watched
like Albert.
I watch the black and white movies all the time. Like, Tabitha, when you visited with your grandfather and stuff, did you sit and look at his stuff with him? I feel like he showed this to these people.
Andy
Griffith.
Griffith.
Yes, like all of these old shows, like he enjoyed them.
He has a black cowboy that he wore everywhere. All the time.
Okay, this is you then, Tabitha. I'm thinking this must be your grandfather. Because he just was like not going away. Why does he? Like, holy cow! Giving me a headache.
Johnny Cash. That's what she said.
Yes. It's like all that old Western music and.
All old country music.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, my foot's asleep.
He's draining. I'm kind of pushing him back a little bit because I'm like, he just kept showing me. I'm like, oh my gosh.
He sang it in the car to me when he drove me everywhere.
Yeah. No, he like lived it. Like he lived this stuff for sure.
Still living it.
He's just very proud of it. What happened to his stuff? Where is his stuff?
All right, this one is for Tabitha, so please just hold.
Still in his room. Okay.
Upstairs.
Because I feel like he's there still. Like he is still there very much.
Nothing has been moved or touched.
Yeah, this was his pride and joy. This was kind of his baby.
We can take a break after this one and just answer questions. That's usually what I do. Filter some
Yeah,
people
because he's
out.
kind of draining.
All right, so we're gonna take a break after this one, and we'll just answer questions and chit
I'm
chat.
just trying to understand what he's like. He's very focused on, like, I don't. Is there meaning about this stuff to you? Because he's just very, very focused on the items in this collection.
Said he'd fall asleep in the chair listening to it.
Yeah, like he like ate, slept, breathed, bled this paraphernalia, this this country stuff, then the old westerns, like it just. Who's still in the house? I feel like he makes noises. Like he makes noises in there. We were attached at the hip. Yeah, like who's still living there? Or because I feel like he's in this room still quite a bit. I don't know if you ever go into that. She said, "Sure, it's noises. The noises are him. That's him." And he's kind of laughing. He's like, "People think she's crazy, but it's him." Like she's not. It's literally him making these noises. Yes. Yeah, she's not crazy. He's there.
Literally.
All the
Teasing.
time. Nope. So you tell your family she's not being crazy. Like this man is still there.
Does she see him?
I don't know. Has she ever said that she sees him?
Like
Or
somebody
seen
somebody
something?
sees him.
Like somebody's seen him. Yes. No, she's like actually seen him. Like he's kind of spooked her a couple. Like I feel like he's like a big like boo. Like I'm hearing like boo with him. It's kind of like a
Yeah,
little-
he's very present.
yeah. He does not miss a thing.
He's a very strong energy. I'm gonna say like I had to kind of push him back a little bit because he's very strong. I almost feel like he's worried what's going to happen to these things when he's gone, or when like your grandma passes away. Like what that people, that he doesn't want his things just thrown in a dumpster type thing. Like he wants it.
Someone
He
to
wants it
enjoy
to
him.
cared for as much as he cared for it. He's like, don't just throw my stuff away. He's very.
Like he's saying like sell it to somebody that's going to want it, that's going to take care of it.
Yeah, he's just he's worried about that. He's worried about what's going to happen to all this stuff. He truly yeah, I feel like he's worried about his stuff. I mean, and he does step forward and thanks you for taking care of her. He's like going, Amy, you wouldn't believe what they do for her. That you guys, it's not that you take care of her, you're above and beyond. It's kind of what he's saying. He's like, it's more than taking care of her. You wouldn't believe what they're doing for her.
I'm feeling like you and Debbie with Nano.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's more extensive than just
It's
kind
coming from a
of
place of love.
right. That he does appreciate that.
Please be nice in the chat, guys.
What's going on?
Tori, because this reading was meant for her, but she wasn't resonating because this dude came forward.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I don't know about you, but I cannot read Tori. I don't know why I can't read you, Tori. I just can't.
I missed something, like she said something.
She wanted to know about her uncle. Guys, we're just trying to figure it out right now. We don't really know what we're doing.
Yeah, I honestly, I feel like this, your grandfather that stepped forward, I think he's just kind of stepping forward to say, hey, I'm here still, I'm around. I think he appreciates, like I said, what you do for your grandmother. They see everything. And he's worried about his stuff. So, glad to hear that you guys won't ever get rid of his things. Exactly, like a museum in his home. That's exactly what I kept seeing. I'm like, this stuff is everywhere. Exactly. And he honestly, he feels like it's important. He's like, it's history, it's heritage, it's important. It means something to him.
Pull some cards for Tori. I know what's coming through.
Okay, who are you moving on to here?
I would do Tori. All right, we're gonna do Tori, and then we're gonna take a break.
Tori.
Cause I can't get anything from her. Like, she comes in all the time, and I try, but like I can't.
Is there something specific?
She said general, but I know she said says this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
She keeps wanting to connect with her uncle, but like I'm not getting anything from him.
You know, and Tori, it's so sometimes like, you know, I tell Zoe, like, I know sometimes she has like, it's like, I just couldn't connect with this person, Mom. I don't understand. I didn't get anything. And, you know, I always say that sometimes we're not meant to. Sometimes it's not meant to happen. It's not meant to be. That sometimes, you get what you're meant to hear and what you're supposed to hear. It's not always, what we want. So.
I mean, I can pull some cards for you, Tori, but I don't know if they're gonna, like, the thing is, I don't know if they're gonna resonate.
I feel like there is a strong woman around you, though. I don't necessarily feel your uncle, but I do feel a strong woman. And I don't feel like this was a grandmother. I feel like this was maybe an aunt or a great aunt, because they're showing my great aunt. I don't feel your uncle at all. I don't, he's not stepping forward at all. Is there like, I feel like there's this great aunt that steps forward.
All right, we're gonna do Tori, then we're gonna take a break, but we'll answer questions, just not do any readings for like 10-15 minutes. So we're gonna finish up Tori.
Tori, my mom has told. Where'd she go?
Has been told she has a lot of angels around her. So her mom's been told that.
Yeah, there are. I do. I kind of get that there's angels around her. But who is this woman? You might have commented and we might have missed it because they're kind of flying through. There's a lot of people commenting.
All right, if you are not Tori, just please hold all comments.
Yeah, this is an older woman, and she doesn't feel like a grandma energy, like an aunt or a great aunt. It has that kind of energy to it. So your great aunt passed away a year ago. Does she wear like a lot of floral stuff? I'm seeing like a lot of floral patterns. Like, I don't know if she had floral stuff in her home or she wore floral patterns, but I see a lot of floral things, like floral prints.
Some of those blue jays, bluebirds. Get like blue jays, like a mockingbird, some bird, like a bluebird.
I'm like losing this in comments. She said she had a great aunt. Yep, I saw that. She said that she had a great aunt passed away. That's why I'm asking what's with the floral stuff. They're showing me all this floral pattern things. If that was clothing that she wore, or it could be that if it's furniture or something in her house, it was something that was signature to her.
My grandma's sister. Oh, I'm pulling. My grandma's sister is my other great aunt, and she wears floral patterns.
Yeah, this person wears floral patterns. Like it's like there's floral patterns all the time. It seems it's prevalent.
My great aunt that passed planted a big flower garden before she died.
Yeah, I'm seeing flowers and floral prints and. I almost feel like there's like a blocking that she has going on.
Yeah, because I'm like, that's...
She's hard to break through. I mean, I hear you. I know what you're saying. I see what you're saying. She's skeptic.
Tori, are you a little skeptic?
My great aunt that passed away planted a big... So that might be where the flowers are coming. Because I'm just seeing flowers and floral pattern and print and stuff everywhere. Was there something with her hands? Like I feel like her hand, like almost like I feel like they were crippled, or it was, you know, like planting this garden, like she's saying, that wasn't easy. Like I feel like her hands, like they hurt, or she had like really bad arthritis, or maybe even rheumatoid arthritis, like where they felt crippled to me. Yeah, I would say I am. What did you ask?
If she was skeptic. Because that could be why.
Yeah, she's tough to read. But this aunt, like I feel like there's something with her hands. Like it was this doing this garden wasn't an easy thing. This was hard on her body. This was hard, and like I'm like seeing like hands, but they feel like they're they're crippled looking to me. Like I look, like when I see them, it reminds me of like my mom's hands, who she has rheumatoid arthritis, and her hands, like, you know, her fingers are turned, and her, like, they're not, her hands aren't good.
She had cancer. She was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, like this garden was not an easy task for her. Like it was hard for her to plant this. It was not easy. The garden, I feel like someone goes there, or they drive by it, or they drive by her house, they look at it, like somebody, I feel like, visits this, or is driving past it, or sees it. I feel like somebody does this. I don't know if that's you or somebody in your family, but somebody goes and looks at this garden. But when they're, like she's saying, when they're there, she's with them when they're there. Like when they visit this garden, or they go to it, or they drive, I don't even know if they're going to it, if they're driving by it. But she's with them when they're doing that. And I feel like they may have sensed this. They might feel her more in that in that space.
Does she like to doodle?
I don't know.
Oh no, I can't get a read on it.
She's a tough cookie. Yeah, this isn't random this isn't a random person that goes to this garden. It's somebody who knew her, somebody who was in her life. It's not a random person, so I'm not sure who that is, but someone is going to that garden or driving by it. They're still connecting with her in that way. And the uncle, like, I know, like, was it you that wants to connect to this uncle, but he's not really stepping forward.
She said that he died when he was 12 and had Down syndrome, so.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's really, I'm kind of getting a blank there. I'm not getting much of anything. Yeah,
You're a tough cookie, Tori.
And it's hard because when you are skeptical, it is harder to. It's a little bit harder to tap in and read than somebody who's willing to be. That's very open. Yeah, I keep trying to see if I can see any more with this garden. She keeps showing me this, and I do feel like somebody visits it. So maybe in the coming time that somebody will talk about that. And like I said, and sometimes a reading it there, it's very interesting. Sometimes it doesn't make sense today, but in a week it might make a sense. In a month it might say, oh my gosh, I remember when they told me.
Well, too, sometimes you just resonate with better people. Like, you might not be resonating with us, but you could resonate with somebody else, and they can, open you up and go, oh my God, like, you're, like, just read you like a book.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends. Or I think we should take a break.
Whoa.
Usually I take a break and then I answer spiritual questions. In my band, I don't know.
Post what you're doing here.
All right, guys. So we're just gonna take like a 10-15 minute break, and then we'll probably just do like cards and stuff. But yeah, no problem. I'm sorry that we can't we were trying. But we are going to take a break. So if you have any questions for me or my mom, spiritually or just generally, or you just want to chit chat, go right ahead. Do you ever pick up on pets?
I don't get too much with pets. Sometimes they'll bring like a spirit will bring a pet with them, and it'll be hey, the lady with a gray poodle. Sometimes I'll get things like that, but I don't really get a lot with like animal readings. I'm not super intuitive to that.
And she even said that I was harder. Yeah, so she's got a... Amy, when did you realize Zoe could communicate with spirits?
When she was little, she would say things that kind of made me go, like, Mom, there's a shadow in my room, or Mom, close the closet doors because I think I heard noises in there. Like, sometimes she would just say funny things that I was like, things that reminded me from when I was a child. Like I have this weird thing that a couple of my cousins that have intuitive gifts, we can't sleep with our closets open. We have to close the closet doors for whatever reason. It's a weird thing. But my one daughter's that way. She won't sleep with her closet doors open either. So
That doesn't bother me.
yeah, it doesn't bother us that way.
What was like the one moment though that you were like, you have, like from like when I was young, not when I told you? Because then I'll tell you my thing that scared me.
There was one when you talked about a shadow figure in your room that I was like,
Yeah, because then on the news, there's a guy that got murdered, and like he was like a serial killer or something. And like I saw him and I screamed. Yeah, the wait a minute here. Did you always know your mom could connect with spirit? Yeah, I mean, I pretty much knew. You were always open and honest about it. Why do you think we are on a break, so if you guys have any questions for us, but we're not going to do readings for a little bit. Do loved ones visit as animals like birds or butterflies? Yes. Give you signs. Do you enjoy doing readings?
For the most part, in doing readings, I enjoy, like, I guess, allowing, like, my gift or my intuitiveness to help, people here in our physical world to heal and, to strengthen their faith in afterlife, and that, we do go on to heaven, we do go on to God. You hope that people realize that there is an afterlife, and, one day we all face, our maker, and we have to answer for things we've done or not done, and things that we've done well, things that we've not done so well here in life. So I think it's a good thing to remind people to try to just be good human beings and be kind to each other.
That was a good one. Amy, how do you feel about doing this on TikTok?
Well, Zoe roped me in here tonight, so I don't have a TikTok. I don't usually do many readings like live. I mean, I have friends and people I come across that I'll do readings with, but this is my first time on TikTok.
How many people in your family are intuitive? What a beautiful gift.
Some of my great aunts was, my grandmother was, and some people in my family, like my mom, she had a cousin that was like a sister to her. I mean, it truly, I think, was like one of her soulmates in life, that passed away. My mom's like, one night I was sleeping and somebody hugged me. She's like, I don't know. I jumped out of bed. I was scared. She probably half killed herself getting out of the bed. I kid you guys not. It's always laughing because she can imagine grandma doing this, and she's like, I thought someone was in my house. I thought someone was getting me because somebody hugged me. This happened. And I'm like, Mom, that was Teresa. She said you wouldn't stop crying. What? And she's like, I was crying, So I think, like my mom, I think she has the ability, but she's afraid of it. So she shuts it out.
Yeah, she doesn't want me to pull tarot. Like, she doesn't like cards. She doesn't like any.
She doesn't want any part of it. So I think my mom has some intuitive gifts, but she's afraid of it. So she shuts it down. But yeah, she about had a heart attack when her cousin visited her.
Would you ever do private readings or no? Like for like strangers?
Probably. I don't feel like, if you were meant to cross paths and there's something that you're meant to know that's from, and from beyond, or God, or, that you're supposed to know, that we cross paths. There's a reason. I mean, there's no coincidences. I don't believe in that. I think that everything is meant to be.
What is the best way to heal?
I would say prayer, praying, asking God, asking your spirit guides, asking angels, to help you heal, help you find closure and peace. I think that's the best way. You had an experience as a child that was always afraid.
Well, that was
I agree. Like when you're a child, it's very scary and it's very confusing. It's very upsetting. I remember the first time, like I was probably 5, and I was at my grandfather's funeral, and everyone's crying, and everyone's upset because he died unexpectedly and tragically, and I was sitting there like, why is everyone crying? Grandpa's standing right there. So it can be confusing as a child. It can be scary. You don't understand. You don't know why. Like, why doesn't everybody else see this? Why am I just seeing it? And sometimes you see bad things. Like everyone, I get that question a lot too is, oh, do you ever see bad stuff? Yes.
You
Yes,
don't
I
always
do.
see the good.
Yeah, you take it when, you take the good with the bad. One time I seen my brother in a really bad car accident, where I waited up half the night to call him at 7 a.m., to tell him to drive careful because I had this horrible vision of him being in a car accident. And he's like, yeah, Amy, whatever. And it was a few weeks later, he got in a terrible accident.
How did you tell your little ones about their gift? I wonder if my son does. He talks about my grandpa.
I don't know I ever talked to them like it was about a gift. I just, like, when they would tell me things, I would just kind of, I guess, encourage it or listen to them. Like my other daughter, one time she told me, Mom, the lady in my room, she came with all this smoke and it's choking me. And again, like, none of us are smokers. No one in our house has ever smoked. I mean, we're the original owners to our home, so no one's ever even smoked in this house. And I watch in her room and it smelled like somebody had been smoking 10 packs of cigarettes in there.
Well, until she was like 3, so I would have been like 6 or 7. Like nobody was.
And, I walked in there and I'm like, right away, I knew this was my Aunt Jerry who smoked like a chimney, who had recently passed. And I'm just like, Aunt Jerry, I love your visiting my daughter, but, please leave the smoke with somewhere else. But so it's, as far as your kids, I don't discourage it. I've never discouraged it with my kids. And I've talked to them, I'm like, well, how did you know, like, what did you think about this? Or what did you think the smoke was last night? I just talk to them about it. And if they're meant to be, they'll develop it on their own. They will, if it's part of their journey here in life, I feel like you really don't have a choice. It's just in your path.
Can spirits come forth at any time, or do you have to call on them or think of them?
Nope, I think spirits, like I said, I've been in the mall before and I get a spirit that, hey, tell them this, tell them that. So no, I don't have to call on them. Sometimes they find you. Like I say that, like I've told other people, like it's like you're a beacon. You're when you can read and you're intuitive to the afterlife, you become like this beacon, like a light tower, like, hey, that person knows, that person can see. I do feel like kind of, if that's a good analogy. Fix it. I got everything going crazy. Like, people don't get motion sickness.
Well,
It
it's the spirit.
No, you're making it crazy. That's
I've
not a
never-
spirit.
What do you think about Ouija boards, Mom?
I don't like Ouija boards. I won't use one. I don't own one. I won't want one to have me in my house. I think that can open doors that I'm not willing to go through. I think they can open darkness, and I don't do any of that.
To visit us. Yeah, it is common for you, our loved ones to visit you in your dreams because you're not. See, now everyone's making fun of me.
Why?
They're like, get it together, Zoe. Do you have bad feelings about Ouija boards? Yeah, I feel like you're not really in control. Oh, I was gonna ask you, have you ever heard of realm shifting or do you know what that is?
Like where people go from different realms is what you're talking about?
Like dimension shifting or whatever it is. But yeah, like basically your soul leaves your body and you can go into different stuff while you sleep. I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like my soul should stay in my body. Like, I feel like things could, like, grab you or they could attach to you. Like, but I feel like if it's in my own body, I'm in control. It's like phase shifting or something.
I don't know what I think of that. I mean, I do feel like astral project is kind of like what you're saying. stuff like
Yeah,
that.
projecting, yeah.
I don't know. I've never had the experience, but I would never say that someone couldn't do it. I just personally have never experienced that, where I felt like my soul left my body.
Your consciousness leaves your body and you go to your desired
Desired
reality.
reality.
Reality
Yeah,
shifting,
I mean,
it's called.
I never say anything's impossible because, anything's probably possible, but I've never had the experience myself.
Shouldn't be wondering while I see it. Exactly. See, the people agree with me.
If he's... honestly, if your son is feeling in a spirit, he's already connecting. It's just one spirit seems to that he's more so attached to that's his connection is more with it. But that if he even connecting to one spirit is the ability to connect to any. If you can connect to one, you can connect to others. What's the favorite message you've ever given to someone? Oh gosh, I guess I guess my favorite, but not. It's kind of funny in the same sense as one of my good friends. She had lost her father unexpectedly. It was complete coincidence. She was visiting him in Maryland, and she's like, "Hey, I'm going to visit my family this weekend. You know, watch my house." And I'm like, enjoy your family, like enjoy like spending time with your parents and stuff like this weekend. I said, really, Martha, really take it in, enjoy it. She called me in the middle of the night. Her dad had passed away. She was on the floor in the hospital crying, and she's like, "Is he okay? I just need to know he's okay. I just need to know he's okay." And I felt like a complete idiot. I'm like, how can I even say this to my friend? Because she's heartbroken. She's just lost her dad, and I'm telling her, your dad is telling me don't forget his shoes. And I'm like, okay, Martha, this is going to sound crazy, but your dad's telling me don't forget his shoes. And she started laughing. And she's like, oh my God, one time when he was in the hospital, I forgot his shoes, and he always ordered his shoes from Peru. And when I forgot them, he couldn't replace them here. And he was really, really mad at me for forgetting his shoes. So it's kind of like my one that I laugh about. But I mean, she's like, you don't understand how much peace that brought me, that I knew he was okay. So yeah, I mean, it was just kind of like, how do I tell my friend who's devastated, heartbroken? I mean, her dad was her world, that don't forget his shoes, So, but to her, it meant the world, because she's like, nobody else would have known that.
Mm-hmm. Well, like you always say, what it made, like, it does, like, sometimes, like, honestly, my best readings are when I'm really confused. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I don't understand it.
A veil over her head. I don't know that I've ever heard of that. My aunt told me that she...
Veil over.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that.
Do you get emotional with readings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And sometimes they're not. Like, I actually earlier today when Zoe was live and I was on, there was a couple that, like, my eyes welled up with tears, and like, it's not really my emotions, because these aren't my relatives, they're not my people. But yeah, I'm like, sometimes I've cried uncontrollably and I don't understand why.
Her name's Amy. Mom.
Hey, that's all right.
Mom. Well, when did you know that you had these abilities?
I was probably about 5.
What happens to people when you don't believe in the afterlife when they die? I'm worried about my nan.
They go on to heaven just like the rest of us. That's one of the beautiful things about God, is he's all forgiving, even when we don't believe and we lose our faith. He forgives us for that. Jesus died for our sins. Being a non-believer is kind of dying. That's kind of a sin. So I don't believe people just because they don't believe or they question or they doubt that they don't go on to heaven. I don't believe that. God is all forgiving. You know, the Bible tells us he forgives us for our sins. So I don't, some people get into where they, if you don't believe, you don't go to heaven. I don't believe that at all.
No. I believe what you do in this life, you meet your maker one way or the other. Depends on what you do, I guess. Meet your maker one way or the other. We're very soothing and calming.
Do you know if you've ever been visited by more than, what was that?
More than have been cremated than buried.
No, because your soul is your soul. I mean, your body, how our bodies, I guess, and I mean, it's kind of a negative way to say, is disposed of here on our, in our earthly realm. Your soul is still your soul. Whether your body's cremated or buried or whatever happens to your body, your soul still, by the time our bodies are being disposed of, your soul has already left it. I guess that's how I feel. So I don't necessarily, I don't know that it matters where your body goes.
So you had a heavy reading the other day where the people weren't in a good place.
There are spirits that are not in good places. There are spirits that get caught. I think that, that they don't necessarily move on to a good place. And, I think anybody who does readings or is intuitive, you've come across that at some point or another. I think it's inevitable.
How do you protect yourself from unwanted energies?
Well, you pray. First thing is you pray and you ask for protected, ask to be protected. I ask my guides, I ask my, archangels to protect me. I say prayers. I wear, different types of stones to protect me.
Crystals.
I surround myself in white light. There's many, many ways that you can try to protect yourself in readings. Not to say that you can't still get negative attachments. You can, and you just have to dispose of them. You have to find a way to get rid of that. And the spirits that get stuck find their way. I absolutely do think that they can. I've come across that a couple of times where I feel like a spirit's stuck, and you tell them, go into the light, go to God. That they do. They can get stuck.
Someone asked, I get this question all the time. How do you know who your spirit guides are?
I guess you can ask for clarity. You can ask your guides to come forward. You can ask them who they are, male, female. Some people have more than one. I mean, typically people have one. Have I come across people that have had more than one? Yes. But there's always usually one that's dominant, that there's a main guy, I guess, or girl. But yeah, you can ask for clarity on that. Some people meditate for that. It's trying to find that quiet place to do that. Mm-hmm.
Are they related to you?
No, not always.
Do spirit guides have names?
I guess I've never been asked that question. I don't know that they necessarily have names. I mean, I know other psychic mediums that they've named their spirit guide. I've never asked mine, I guess, about if they have a name or not.
So a spirit guide is someone that you're born with, they come in with your soul. Mm-hmm. Before you're even born, they come in with your soul or your spirit, whatever you want to call it, and they kind of guide you through life. They're kind of like your personal GPS system through life, and they're gonna take you on the best route. Is what I always say. It's kind of like when a GPS, the GPS is gonna take you on the best route, the fastest route, the safest route. I always say it's kind of like a GPS. They're kind of your personal GPS system. But you don't always have to follow the GPS.
I mean, I explain a spirit guide as we come into life with lessons that we want to learn. There's something that we're supposed to take from life into our afterlife. And a spirit guide helps you stay to those lessons. That they help you learn those lessons and guide you to those. Somebody asked about suicide and going to heaven. I do believe if you commit suicide, you can still go to heaven. I think you can ask for forgiveness. I think you can repent that. I wouldn't encourage, obviously, anyone to commit suicide. But I feel like God is forgiving. That, you know, God is love. He's light. It's forgiveness. And that, I can't envision a God that would turn somebody away that was in so much pain here in earth, that they felt that they had to end their life, that he would turn them away from heaven too. I can't wrap my mind around that thought. So I guess I do believe that they still can go to heaven.
I mean, I feel like there are certain things in this world that are unforgivable. Like if you murder somebody, if you do horrible, evil things, that you don't go. But I feel like, stuff like that, it's not, like, I don't know, murder comes to mind. Like if you murder somebody, I don't feel like that's forgivable. I don't feel like, or if you intentionally hurt people, I guess.
I guess I differ with you on that, in the sense that I do feel like, I believe God is forgiving. God forgives our sins. He's all forgiving.
So murder some people.
Well, please don't murder people, because you don't want to spend your life in jail not learning lessons. So, but I do believe, like, if there's remorse and God sees into our souls. He knows who we are. He knows what you've done. And I do believe, like, if you're truly remorseful and truly sorry for something that you've done in life that was not good, I do feel like you can still go to heaven. I do feel you can repent that. But I think it has to be a genuine remorse for what you've done.
Yeah, I guess I agree with you there, yeah. Like, if you actually feel remorseful and you've learned your lessons and you've, stuff like that. But I feel like if you're... I guess, like, more is like if you're going on a murder spree and you just don't feel remorse, you're not sorry about it, and then I don't feel like he does that.
Yeah, the person whose sister that committed suicide, yes, she's with God. I'm going to tell you right now, I do feel her with God. So, don't feel that, because she chose a different option here in life, how she was going to exit, that she didn't make it to heaven. She did. There was just a lot of pain. There was just a lot of pain.
I've asked for songs before. What should I ask for? Or what should I look for?
I missed what did you say?
I've asked for songs before. What should I look for? Like signs.
She asked for signs or songs?
Like, I feel like
songs as
signs?
I think
that songs as signs, like, you know what I mean? Or it could be signs. It could have auto-corrected. I don't know. Okay, I feel like
I'm guilty of autocorrect a lot. I have that problem myself.
For oranges, like you said. I said you can ask.
So it was autocorrect.
Yes. No, I said before, like, people were asking, like, how do you, like, receive signs? How can you get signs? I said you can ask. You can say, if I'm on the right path, you can ask for, like, hey, show me oranges. Versus, like, if, like, I'm not, show me limes. You can ask for things. Specific things. Not that you always get them, but...
About the person who just said, like, that their aunt was mad at them when she passed away. When we leave this earth, we don't take any of that with us. We don't take anger, we don't take hurt, we don't take sadness. We only take what was good in life. We don't take any of the negative things. We don't take anything bad. So even if your aunt was mad at you, anger, jealousy, all of those negative feelings, those are human emotions. Those are not our spirit. That is not our souls. That is human. And that's our egos. That's not our soul. So know that when your aunt passed, she didn't take any of that with her. None of that went with her. And that, no, she's not angry with you. She's not upset with you. You only take love with you when you go.
I'm gonna go turn off the water.
So yeah, even when we're feuding with family and they pass along, it is not, it does not carry over with them into heaven. It doesn't. Yeah, spirit has affected my sleep. I've had very crazy, weird dreams that I've woken up with. I've woken up with spirits standing next to my bed. So, yeah, I've had some experience with spirits in sleep. Sometimes I'll have a spirit that won't leave me alone, that I can't sleep.
I think I'm pooped out for readings. I don't know about you.
Yeah. And sometimes, like, I know, like, some people are like, oh, I've been wanting signs and I don't see signs. And sometimes we're just looking too hard. Sometimes you just have to step back a little bit and, you know, sometimes we expect too much, and sometimes the signs are very small and subtle. And I think our lives just get busy and chaotic, and we get going in that every day, and we don't see them. We don't interpret it as a sign when it's right there in front of us.
You have 4 spirits in your room. I see them. Spooky.
Which spirits do I have? Which ones are with me
Yeah,
today?
which one? Ooh, you got burnt.
You're a little red.
Ooh.
What are we looking
She's
at?
doing a live.
I'm
You
on
are,
live.
like, red.
On
Go.
TikTok.
I'm not burnt.
You are. Go look in
On
the
your
mirror.
chest?
Your
You're
chest.
My
very
chest, I
burnt.
am.
Yeah, your
Awesome.
shoulders too.
Yeah, what spirits are with us? I want to know. Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh.
You want to be famous? Am I meant to be famous, Mom?
I don't know.
I feel like you do know. Alright, good night. Shh. I'm not gonna get banned.
With the 30 people watching.
53. There was like 200 people in here.
Good night.
Good night.
Like what you said, like with your parents, like not having signs around you, I do feel like they're around you. That sometimes we're just looking for like this big, huge sign, and sometimes it's just small, subtle stuff. You know, it can be anything. Like sometimes, like I'll, you
Get
know,
a
it's a
lot of coins.
scent that I smell that reminds me of somebody.
Get coins, see birds, see butterflies. You know, you
Yes.
just see numbers, even like a repeating number or something.
Who was that one said that I'm Janice and I'm gifted as well. I knew something. I saw a spirit right away.
Sorry, spirit effect spelling.
Well, I had a lot of family that was very intuitive, so I would not be surprised to see any of those people behind me.
Oh, yeah.
It would not shock me one
She
bit.
said you have a lady that was very religious in your room.
My grandmother. Short, kind of look like a Dr. Ruth kind of person. That would be my grandma.
I see lots of angels in this room. Well, duh, I'm a child of God.
Mom, I gotta show you the photo we got. It's pretty good.
The $50 photo.
No, it's only 12.
Oh.
No, because me and Lawson were on Millennium.
Damn.
No, because the bar, like, yeeted, like, right here on us, and we both went, oh, and they got it right at the picture. Like, that's when it happened, and we perfectly got it. And you can literally see our hands, like, going under it, so it wouldn't hurt as bad.
For the person that their uncle passed away, we just don't take that stuff in our afterlife. So even with his life, his death being weird or strange, like all the pain, all of that is gone. It doesn't carry on with us in afterlife. It's gone.
Janice said she threw change at you yesterday. She's a grandma's figure. Did you get change thrown at you yesterday?
I did find some coins. I'm not gonna lie. I did find some coins, and that wouldn't surprise me because my grandma had coins, and actually I have them upstairs in my room. They're $50 she used to give us as children, and I saved them. So I have like this little canister of $50 coins, like silver dollars and stuff are in there. So
Jeez. With your hair.
Well, I'm going upstairs to cry about my legs.
Okay.
I'm sorry. She's throwing, changing at your hair.
She's eyeing with your hair? Playing with your hair? Maybe playing with your hair? I don't know the spelling. Oh. I broke it. Do you see any more?
Yeah.
I don't see spirits like they're right there in that corner. Like I see them in my head like a memory.
For your dad that passed away at Christmas, I still think he's transitioning. I don't really feel him like physically a lot, or like where he comes and visits quite a bit yet. I feel like there's still like this transition he's still going through. Not to say that he's not visiting, I do think he does, but it's not as frequent as it will be. And I think you'll get signs, you'll start to feel his presence.
How do you see them, Amy? How do you see spirits?
Every time it can be different. I mean, honestly, sometimes I've seen them. I see a physical spirit. Sometimes I just sense them. Then there's sometimes you see them in your mind's eye. I've seen them in all different ways. And sometimes it's just how they want to present.
When I was little, like I would like physically see them, like that shadow, like it was in the shape of a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he had like a cowboy hat on, by like grandpa with the cowboys. But that's the only time I remember seeing them like physical. Like I usually see them in my mind, in my head.
I mean, for a spirit to transition, I usually say anywhere from 6 months to a year. I mean, it takes a little while for that transition to happen. Not that they can't connect and they can't come and visit, they do, but that first year, sometimes it's trickier to, communicate with them, or not always, but sometimes it can be.
Mm-hmm. Well, so like they can still come through, just they don't come through as strong. It's usually what I
For the
notice.
person that just said something about their grandfather, they get signs, but the grandmother, they don't. I just got like a big thing, like she wasn't that way in life. Why do you expect her that way in death? Type thing. That she kind of always was like, seems like maybe she was more conservative, or like just wasn't that way in life. If that makes sense.
Do miscarried children know their family when they pass?
They do, yes. Your miscarried children are with your family on the other side. I do believe that.
Like one time I was reading somebody and she had a stillborn, but he came to me like he was like a 10-year-old. I'm like, do you have like a 10-year-old boy? And it was like 10 years since he had passed away, but like he was showing me that he grew up and he was like playing with people and like her other kids.
It goes in my car, it goes spin. But then I got air fresheners, and guess what? They're all Harry Styles. I got all 3 of his albums. I got Harry Styles, I got Sign of the Times, and then Watermelon Sugar.
Oh, sweet.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Everyone's like, what's going on? My other daughter just walked in and she's showing us what she received from
smells good.
Amazon
She's
today.
eccentric.
No, I'm just saying I have good taste. And then it goes in your car, and then you put it on it, and it's like a little.
How much money was that?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm happy. That's all that matters.
It was over $200. Was it over 100? We
No.
blinked
I do.
once.
I mean, I do think like miscarried children, they're still a soul. They just had chosen not to come in for whatever reason. That something changed and they chose not to come in. So I do believe that they stay with your family then. And I think when we pass on, we will meet those children. They will be there on the other side waiting for us.
Well, like I said, like one time I was reading a woman and she had a stillborn like 10 years ago, and then a little boy came to me when he was like as like a 10-year-old, and she said that it was 10 years since he had passed. So like she was like showing that he was like growing up. But it just depends.
That's like someone just wrote something about they get a whiff of their grandfather. My grandfather, a lot of times I'll smell his Old Spice colognes, and he had these cologne bottles that I think they were from Avon, but they were shaped like cars. They were glass bottles, and they were probably like 12 inches long. Me and my brother used to play with them all the time, but they were cologne bottles, and it was not good cologne by no means. But I'll smell that when he's around. So they do leave scents and smells that are familiar. It's how we associate to them so that they know it, that we know that it's them visiting us.
Someone told us to go to Jesus.
That's
Is reincarnation a real thing?
I don't. It's kind of a strange
I feel like
concept to me. I guess I don't look at it as reincarnation because I don't think my soul changes. I think my soul is my soul. That your soul does not you come in maybe with a different body to learn different lessons, but I don't think your soul, it doesn't reincarnate. If that kind of makes sense, I don't know. It's kind of strange.
Like, I feel like there's, like, past lives, future lives and stuff, and, like, you come in as, like, a human, you know what I mean? But, I like you said, like, nothing's impossible. I don't feel like you can't come in as, you know, a whale or something. Would you not come in as a bee?
I mean, I have my own thoughts.
Identical
and
twins. So
opinions.
those are interesting. Like, someone just asked if they're twin uncles with their father. Twins stay together. They're just a different connected. The connection's different with them. So yes, I would say they are together on the other side. If they both have passed, they're going to be together. Twins they're kind of like they're two souls cut from the same cloth type things.
Twin flames.
Yeah, that's kind of how I when I read a twin or see a twin, that's how they're like the same two separate souls, but they're this like from one. If that makes sense.
Like, one soul, two bodies. That's what I always say. I don't think I'm gonna do any more readings. I'm exhausted, and I gotta work tomorrow. Alright, I don't think we're gonna do any more readings tonight, unless you are getting something.
No, like there's some questions like I see that pop up, and they're just in questions that I can answer. Like so, my husband's grandpa's unique name. Is there anything from him? Animals stay with her. A lot of times, animals will be there when we pass away. Your animals, a lot of times, you meet them on the other side. They are there.
How does one get a sign?
Signs come in all different ways. I mean, it can be.
Well, can you ask for a sign?
You can ask for a sign, yeah. You can ask like your
Like
spirit guides for
like,
signs.
Sometimes I say like, am I on the right path? Like, show me oranges for yes, and show me limes for no. You can say stuff like that. Like, show me, like, give me a sign. Like, show me this to see that I'm on the right path, sort of thing. Or like if I'm with the right person, you can really ask. I feel like you can ask spirit anything. It's just what you receive. You get what you're supposed to get, not what you want to get. Yeah, I try to answer to the best of my ability, but ultimately, like, nobody really knows, It's like I don't know what the afterlife looks like. I don't know what heaven looks like. I don't know what hell necessarily looks like. I have an idea of it, but nobody really knows until you die.
Yeah, we have tons of family members that are gifted. I think kind of like when people have an intuitive gift, I think often it runs in the family that it's something that, I don't know, it seems like
I feel like everybody has a gift one way or another. Like even like gut feelings, intuition, I feel like that's all a gift.
And honestly, I believe that anybody can develop it. I think it's like, people intuitively you kind of develop this, even if you don't feel like you're gifted. a lot of people they're gifted, they just don't realize. I do believe that. I don't believe it's not for everybody to know or be able to utilize or share or to tap into.
I missed the comment. Is the mom the medium? Oh, they both are. Is your dad / husband a believer?
My husband, yeah.
He's just not as into it. He believes it, just not. He's not like.
It freaks him out. I'll just say the truth. It freaks him out a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie.
Spooks him.
It spooks him.
Gets the great Steve.
Exactly, like the weird ones. That sounds like my husband. He's like, "Oh, you're doing that again." Yeah. So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Like he was like, "What are you?" Like he's like whispering to us the other earlier today. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "We're doing the ghost stuff."
I know, like, I see another one. I wish I knew my dad was okay. When we pass on, we're okay. Like, I mean, I say that, I get that question a lot. I just need to know they're okay. I just need to, okay. They are okay. They're better than us. I'm going to tell you right now, they're better than us. Because they don't take any of that with them. They don't take any of those human emotions. They don't take grief with them. We, as human, experience grief. They don't. Spirit doesn't experience grief.
Well,
They try to comfort us and care for us, in the best ways that they can, but they don't really experience grief, because on the other side, it's an earthly thing. It's linear here. There's not time over there, so they don't experience grief. So when people say, "Are they okay?" Yes, they. Very rarely, very, very rarely do I come across a spirit where I feel like they're not okay, like where they didn't make it to heaven or they didn't cross over. It's not very often they don't cross over.
Why don't you do missing persons? I don't have one. I'm just curious.
I guess I've just never tried, really. I've never really thought to try to do that, get into that. And Zoe can tell you I love crime shows. I watch them all the time. To the point that my family's a little scared now. But.
Well, because when we ask you why do you watch so many crime shows, you say, I get it. And you look at it so seriously, you go, ideas. Like, wouldn't that freak anybody out? And then you're doing all your ghost stuff.
Oh my gosh. It's tough. Those final goodbyes, those are hard. It's the hardest thing when you feel like I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. I didn't get my last hug, my last I love yous. It's hard. I mean, I'm a human being. I've had people that I didn't get a chance to say things to, that I wanted to hug one more time or love them one more time. But we're just not meant to. I mean, I guess, and that's that you come to the acceptance that I wasn't meant to be part of that path, where I wasn't part of that exit path. And the ones that you are part of, you appreciate so much more when you have that opportunity. And sometimes that's lessons for us to learn, is that it's important for us to say goodbye. It's important for us to have those closures. But they don't hold, there's not like anger or resentment because, oh, you know what, when I was dying, Bobby Joe never came and said goodbye to me. That doesn't happen on the other side. They don't feel any of that. So
Chaos wanted to know if you feel anything about her home.
What?
Her home situation. If you feel anything, if that'll be okay or not.
Her home situation.
If she'll be homeless.
I didn't see the comment.
It was way up here. Above you. Oh.
I feel like something will come through in the last minute. I think something will kind of come through and things will line up in the last minutes. It's going to be stressful. It's going to be a tough ride. I'm not going to lie. I do feel like it's going to be bumpy and rocky, but I do feel like something's going to kind of pull through in the kind of the final hours. Our daughter will find love. We're all meant to meet soulmates. I think we're all kind of predestined to meeting people that we're supposed to meet, and I do think she'll meet somebody. I think it's going to be a little while. I think she's going to go through kind of a couple of people before she gets to that person that's the it person per se. I think she'll have like a couple more rounds of kind of dating some people before she finds the right person.
Were your parents/grandparents religious?
My one grandmother was very religious, strict Catholic. The one that was standing behind me that someone else said that they seen, that was her. She was strict Catholic.
Because grandma believes in God, and like she's not super religious.
Yeah,
so
not super. I mean,
she believes, and she's.
It's tough because religion is one of those things that I think people can be religious and faith driven without going to church every week. You don't have to be in church to have faith. Oh, sorry for your loss, Casey. That's hard. I can't even imagine.
Tell Dad you're gonna kill him all the time. What you talking about?
How do you communicate with your dad that passed away 12 years? Ask, pray, ask. You say, Dad, I need a sign. I need to know something from you. And some of it's just quieting your mind long enough that you can receive the message. It's just, sometimes I think that's our biggest battle, is to quiet our mind enough that we can actually take the messages in. But I do feel like he tries to reach you. I think if you kind of can settle your mind down a little bit, and some people think like, oh, I'm going to open my eyes and, hey, my dad's going to be standing right there in front of me. It's not always like that. Sometimes it's in your mind's eye. Like you have an image or you have a memory that pops into your head. Like I've said this earlier, that, sometimes I'm driving and I'll have an image of, a loved one that's passed on that pops into my head and it brings tears. That's usually because they're with you, that they're around you. That's why you're feeling them that way. They're giving you those memories back. So your granddad took his last breath. Is he proud of me? He's kind of there saying like, why wouldn't I be? He's like, well, what's there not to be proud of? Why wouldn't I be proud of her? Like yes, he's proud of you. Yes. Have I met my wife? I don't think so. I don't think you've met her yet. I think that's a little bit ways before you meet him.
You guys don't have to ask your questions. Just ask them.
As far as seeing future stuff, sometimes I've gotten like where I'll have a vision or a dream, but not typically. It's been kind of more rare, I would say, than common.
When you read people, do you get like
sometimes,
speeches?
but not always. Like hearing from your grandfather that's passed, I really feel like you need to quiet your mind. I feel like you're searching too hard. Like you just have to
zone out.
Like when, water is a great conduitive. I mean, when you're in the shower and like, Grandpa, I just need to know you're here. I just need to know you're okay. When you're in water, especially, it's definitely easier to communicate sometimes. He's there. He's with you. like he comes with a bunch of daisies. I don't know what's with the daisy flowers, but he's showing me a bunch of daisies.
You asked for Grandpa in the shower?
Well, no, but water
Like,
in
it
general.
just sounds
Like,
weird.
you know, sometimes in the bathtub, I'd be like, hey, you know, water's a conduit.
Or like, you know, you're in a lake, clothed.
Someone just asked about like a dad wanting to meet them. You know, again, I talked about this earlier that, you know, my father left when I was 3. He just wasn't part of my journey. He wasn't part of my journey in this life. It's how it's meant to be. It's what it was supposed to be, and that's just what it is. You know, I say all the time, you can't let it define you. That, you know, my dad walking out on his 3 children and wife does not define who I am today. You know, that was part of my journey. That's not who I am. So as far as like your dad leaving, like don't let it define you. Don't let that be something that changes your path. Oh, my neck.
Some of us have work in the morning. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Alright guys, so I think we're gonna hop off here. Will you be joining us again sometime?
Sure.
Who knows when, but I'm tired.
Poor Zoe.
I know, poor me. I live a rough life.
I know.
Then just so you guys know, I figured out how to put my lives on YouTube. So if you got a reading or anything, or, you know, you want to replay a live or something, you can. I personally don't do private readings right now. I just don't have the time.
College kid.
College kid?
I don't have TikTok.
She doesn't have, well, private, like you can set
And
up.
the person who just said something about like your father didn't leave, I'm not saying that your father left. I'm just saying that I'm just kind of sharing my experience and, you know, my journey with my father. That, you know, even if he didn't leave, like if he's not part of your life, there's a reason. That's just not part of your journey. That's just wasn't meant to be part of your journey.
Do you do private readings?
No, I've never done
It's basically where you set it up on Zoom or Google Meet.
that. I'll have to think about it. Never thought
She'll
about it
think
before.
about it. Alright, so we're gonna log off, guys. I can probably be on again tomorrow. We'll see.
This kid.
Oh, you love me, don't you? We'll see. I don't know. I'm so tired right now. I can't even think.
We'll say goodnight then.
I'm getting
All right.
there.
Zoe needs help, so I'm going to say goodnight.
I have a whole little spiel.
Okay, well.
Calm down there, sassy fans. You don't know how TikTok works.
Okay, show me. Sorry, now it's turned into the 1 a.m. comedy hour between Zoe and her mom.
Yeah. Alright. So if you guys want to rewatch any of the lives, I have them up from July 1st. And then they go by dates, so just remember the date that you guys got a reading from. And it's linked in my bio, so you guys can just go and check that out. Alright, thank you to everybody who gifted me and joined my live. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. Wishing all of you love and light.
Yep. Thank you, Spirit. Alright, good night, guys. I hope you all have a great night.
Good night.